Good evening, everybody, and welcome out here to the Wild Wild West at the Bullring at Las Vegas Bullring Speedway. It is Upstate L bringing you all tonight's racing action as Jason is off on assignment, so you're stuck with me. I'm sorry. Just kidding. Glad to have you in here as we look forward to another jam-packed action night of racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for the American Sim Clubs. Race1Wraps.com Street Stock Series and the Race1Wraps.com is your one-stop shop. Just like in its name, Race1Wraps.com is a full-service creative entity specializing in logo design, full-color wraps, vinyl lettering, signs, banners, and apparel. See Race 1 designs on all over the Michigan short track scene and on Facebook. Go to Race1Wraps.com. Tallarico's Boardwalk Sub, Jersey style soup, subs, and salads serving West Michigan. Bubba's Bout Broke podcast featuring all of your local short track racing heroes on the local scene throughout the country each and every Monday night on your place to get your podcast. It's Bubba's Bout Broke podcast. LaPlante Racing Products, proud sponsor of the American Sim Racing Club's Race1Wraps.com Street Stock Series, is they are the official parts supplier of the ASRC. We'd also like to thank Postma Flooring. Racing Takes Balls, a testicular cancer awareness initiative. And tonight's presenting sponsors is Kane Family Farmstead, here tonight for the Kane Family Farmstead 125. Qualifying underway right now out on the racetrack is getting up to speed. A newcomer to the scene, the number 10. This is Travis Wright. As we take a look at your current qualifying times in just one hot second. See Wright's number 10 car coming up off the corner. He'll take it and he will go 6 quick as Jaden Cretaci, last week's winner from the Darlington Raceway, up on top of the scoring pylon. Here comes Ty Delphia's number 33 up onto the racetrack as he works down here. Delphia in that number 13 car going to come across the line. He will go 8th quick. The all-time winningest driver this season, car number 44, hit in the green flag. This is number 44 of Zach Nichols. Nichols just getting edged out 1 week ago at the Darlington Raceway, coming across to put his qualifying lap in. And Nichols will go top of the board with a 16.01. Braxton Luisco in the Interstate Ford entry. He'll go second quick with a 16.06. 25 cars siding in here to race tonight in the Kane Family Farmstead 100 here at the Bullring at Las Vegas. And you can see in the background here the beautiful mountain range out here near Nellis Air Force Base is the beautiful backdrop for racing here tonight. Take a look at your Race1Wraps.com street stock info tonight. So, well, not 50 laps. It is 100 laps of action. And the drivers will be tested here. Short track racing, but in practice, I can tell you that we saw some racing of 2, 3, and even 4 wide. A lot of beating and banging going on. It's going to be an exciting one here tonight. We want to thank you all for tuning on in. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know you appreciate what they do out here on the racetrack, as qualifying is just about wrapped up. We'll get ready to go with tonight's main event, 100 laps, presented by Kane Family Farmstead. Tonight's race is going to pay $15 to win, $10 for second, and for third place we'll get a $5, courtesy of the Kane Family Farmstead. The Bullring is always one of the most action-packed stops on the American short track racing scene, short track schedule, and currently holds the short track record for the most consecutive green flag laps. Will we beat that tonight? We are going to find out. I think it's a good chance of it here tonight with these drivers. Chris, glad to have you out there. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning on in, as always, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Regular season, though, starting to wind down. Top 20 in points will lock in to the postseason. And we'll find out what that looks like. But right now, it is time for your starting lineup. Here is your starting lineup here tonight on the pole with a time of 16.017. The No Chance Motorsports car number 44. That is Zach Nichols. Starting on the outside of him, the driver of the number 8 Interstate Ford. Number 8, this is Braxton DeWeese. Last week's winner, Jaden Cretanzi, will roll off third, and outside of him, the B&C Racing car number 88. This is Chuck Darling. Brett the Jet Hahn rolls off fifth, and outside of him, the number 49. This is Jake Groot. Matthew Moldeski in car number 25 will roll off seventh, and outside of him, the number 31 of Logan Powers. Travis Wright will roll off ninth, and outside of him, his dancing partner in row number 5 will be the 33 or the 13 VT, depending on how you look at it. This is Ty Delphia. Delphia will roll off 10th. 11th starting spot will go to the 52 of Jeff Dillon. And outside of him, the driver of the 00, the Dare Racing entry, this is Stephen Rochford. Row number 7 is going to see Andrew Hardings and Ron Hart making up that row. And then starting 15th tonight here on the inside of row number 8 will be car number 13, the Integrity Farms entry. This is Zach Coyer. Outside of him, the number 29, this is John Dornbos. Dornbos in car number 29. Caleb Ramsey and Devin McDonald will make up row number 9 in their 10th row. Ethan Tyrell in car number 23, and outside of him, the number 38, this is Braden Cook. Scott Rochford in the 77 roll off 21st. Outside of him, the number 2, the Miller High Life, this is John DeMeester. Danny Honey's set in car number 710 will roll off 23rd, and David Payton will roll off in spot 24. And shotgun on the field, the number 22 of Zach Ford. That is your 25-car starting field here tonight as we get ready to go with racing here for 100 laps presented by Kane Family Farm. We thank you all for tuning on in. We look down through this field, and it is going to be a beautiful night for racing. We hope you got your popcorn. You see the cars all getting through there. They'll get the 1 to go sign right there at the line. The Bullring, a tight little racetrack, very line sensitive. We'll see who's got it in there to hold it together for 100 laps. Field working down the back stretch as the pace truck should be pulling off next time by. Looks like we get 1 to go this time. We get a couple pace laps underneath here, so Zach Nichols out front over Braxton DeWeese. That's how they qualify. The stout field of Race1Wraps.com Street Stocks coming at you here tonight for the Kane Family Farm 100. Into the restart zone. Green flag is up. In the Kane Family Farmstead 100 is underway. Zach Nichols jumping out to that early race lead up off of turn number 2. They will come down the backstretch for the first time. 2 by 2 behind him. Cretanzi trying to take the number 2 spot away from the 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Here comes the 71 of Brett Hahn. Hahn right to the back bumper. Can he make anything happen here on lap number 1? He cannot. He'll move into that 4 spot though. He's got Groot in that number 49 car behind him. He's battling with Chuck Darling in the outside lane. Yellow coming out early on here. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And it looks like John DeMeester in the number 2 car. Well, he's just making it run a little bit cooler. He's got the front bumper off that car. We'll take a look and see what happened to Johnny. Running back here behind the number 22 of Zach Ford. Comes down into the corner. Oh, just lost the rear of the car on himself, and around it went. So self-inflicted, but the yellow flag coming out for the first time here, and that is presented by Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs. You're serving your Jersey-style soup, salad, and subs. Serving West Michigan, and I think that's where we lost Racing Jason to this week. He was headed there, I think, before family vacation, and he'll be back in 1 week's time. Next week, though, another good one. Not rushing this one through, but next week the series will roll into the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's a big half mile. Yeah, they're going to be on the little quarter mile on the front stretch, and as of tonight, only a few tickets remaining. So make sure you log on to the ASRC website and get your tickets for next week. But right now, back into the restart zone. We are back underway. Nichols with a good start over Kratacci. Here comes the 71 of Brett Hahn. Hahn trying there, but one car going around. That's Charles Darling, and we are going to be underneath the yellow flag once again. Logan Powers' car comes to a stop as well. I think we'll see what happened, but I don't really think there was much that Logan could do. Let's take a look here and see. Logan started behind the 88. Down here in the turn number 1. A guy in the corner, a little bit of bumper tag there. And, well, Logan and Charles will come to a stop as the field scattered around them. And they'll both go to the back of the pack here. So, rough little get-go here on the start. As Zach Nichols, he doesn't mind. He's leading all these. Doug, good to see you out there, buddy. Glad to have you be a part of tonight's broadcast. We got Doug and Chris chiming in on the YouTube chats. Glad to be bringing you all of tonight's racing action. It's better than watching, well, nothing. It is Wednesday. What else is there to watch? John DeMeester, though, going to get back on the lead lap here. He'll get the free pass around the field in the genuine draft number 2. So good to see John get that free pass. So the field doubling up here, and look at this here. The race leader choosing the outside. Now you do got to remember the 11 of Kratacci is a teammate to Zach Nichols. So maybe a little game there. Is the 44 will launch. The 11 going to stay there behind them, and we're back underway. That's going to leave the 8 car up on the outside, but he's able to get down in that third spot as Moldeski in the 98 works the outside of Brett Hahn. Good battle here as they work down the front stretch. In the turn number 1, Moldeski in that 98 car who now has the 49 of Groot trying to work around him. Kratacci up the racetrack. That's going to allow DeWeese by him. So Braxton DeWeese moving into spot number 2. The 11 of Kratacci now on the outside. He's going to have to try to fight back to the inside. Can't quite do it as of yet. Oh, hang on to it. Braxton gets a little bit loose up the racetrack. And here comes the 71 of Hahn. Brett Hahn on the hunt as we go on board with him. Hahn winless so far in the Race1Wraps.com Street Stocks series. As now Hahn has it as we go out the backside looking at the number 8 of DeWeese. DeWeese a little bit of front end damage to that Thunderbird. Doesn't seem to be hurting them currently as they come up off the corner. Put already lap number 15 into the books, working lap 16. A little bit deeper back here. Look at the 52 of Jeff Dylan Mojeski is on the outside and sliding backwards. He's got Ron Hart in that 51 Woody car as he works the outside. Now they're going to go out the corner. They thought about 3 wide for a moment. They think better of it. And all this happening here just outside the top 10. Yellow flag coming out. It looks like Braden Cook in trouble with the 38 car up off of turn number 2. This all looks like Dunny Honeysett was also involved. Devin McDonald. Let's take a look back here and see. Coming down here in the turn number 1. Oh, Dornbo's got into the left rear quarter panel of the 18, and around he goes. Braden Cook goes around, and I believe Danny Honeysett just nowhere to go. So the field back under yellow flag here for the 3rd time this evening. Closing in on the 1/4 mark as the lights come on around the speedway. So the field doubling up now behind the pace truck, which will make its way to pit road. Brett Hahn up on the outside. He would love to go to victory lane with the Air Force colors on the 71. We will see what he can do as he's got to wrestle it away from Zach Nichols. Green flag is up and we're underway once again. Everybody 2 by 2 back here through the corners. Single file and out up at the front is now Deweese trying to take that number 2 spot away from Brett Hahn. He will do so. Here comes Kritachi back to the inside. Groot right there and the 49 car. Philadelphia in the 13 VT working the outside of the 52 of Jeff Dillon. Jeff Dillon making his way inside the top 10. He's up 4 spots so far here this evening. Is up front, it is Nichols, Deweese, Kritachi, your top 3. Travis Wright working the outside though in that black and green number 10. Looks like Integrity Farms on the right rear quarter panel of that entry. He's got Ron Hart trying to get underneath there. The Cross Fitness number 98. Working right there as well. That is Woljeski. He's number 25 on your scoring with 98 on the racetrack. 1 spot behind them is Caleb Ramsey. The 13s are battling it out pretty hard right now. Everybody's starting to get back into that single file formation. Looking down at the track, you see him a little bit deeper in the back. That is the number 18 of Devin McDonald making some moves. Now here comes, hang on to her. It is Honeysett trying to work the outside. Here a little bit deeper in this field. And John DeMeester right there as well, running in the 25th spot. Race leader though just coming up off of the corner number 2. Is your top cars all single filing it out, trying to make something happen. Get some laps in underneath their belts. Take a look back where David Payton, he is so far up 10 spots here tonight. Started back in the 24th position, finds himself 14th. He is trying to chase down Caleb Ramsey in car number 13. Ramsey in that beautiful black and pink number 13 car. Nice looking race car, isn't it, folks? Come off the corner, here comes the 13, the Zach Coyer. He took a peek underneath right, couldn't get a move on him. And everybody files into position. Zach Nichols still leads it over the number 8 of Deweese. The top three cars starting to separate themselves a little bit from the 49 group. Stephen Rochefort is up 7 spots here this afternoon in the Dare Racing Team, the VRT entry. Brett trying to take a look underneath him. Couldn't quite do it that time. Enters a little bit higher. Jeff Dillon starting to close back in on him. Ethan Tyrell in that DuPont 92. He's under attack now. Here comes the 77 of Scott Rochefort. Rochefort able to try to look underneath him. He's going to bring the Rowdy Energy number 18 of Devin McDonald. And a little bit spots in front of him. Charles Darling and Logan Powers working by the 45 of Andrew Hardings. So already moving closer to that halfway point. And everybody, remember, Hardings and Darling and Powers were involved in an early yellow flag, and they are trying to make up some ground. They still currently sit back in the 17th and 16th spot. Respectfully, next car that they'll catch is this one, the number 28, the Conley's Complete entry of John Dornbos. Right there in front of him, David Payton in that number 38, the Pinkerton Oil entry. Caleb Ramsey still hounding the backside of Matthew Mojeski. Mojeski in that 98 car trying to find a way around Zach Coyer. Meanwhile, Nichols up front, 4/10 of a second is the race lead as we take a look at what that looks like. Just a few cars now. Rochefort working it underneath the number 49 of Jake Groot. Groot working the outside now. The 71 of Brett Hahn. He's trying to take that spot away. 40 laps are in, 60 to go. Ron Hart trying to get by Tydelphia. He's got Travis Wright starting to close in on that battle. That is the battle for the 8th spot, and they're all getting closer to Jeff Dillon's number 52. I like everything about this car, folks, except that little logo down on the bottom right-hand quarter panel and the left quarter panel of those Washington Capitals. Not a big fan. But Jeff Dillon, I'm a big fan of his. Great competitor. Always out here putting on a good show. As the field works around and coming up on some lap traffic, Zach Nichols he'll have to encounter the 2 of John DeMeister. DeMeister in that genuine draft number 2. Remember, had a little bit of front end damage from an earlier on wreck. So Nichols able to get on by. Now the 8 of Braxton Lewis trying to get, he gets a little bit sideways. Here comes Jaden Kratachi. He's going to try to work to the outside. And that allows the gap to grow a little bit between himself and Nichols. Oh boy, Jaden. He had to hit the hooks really hard right there. Jaden Kratachi out of Walkerton, Indiana. He is hounding the backside of the Interstate BD Blades Designs number 8 car. And behind him, he's starting to feel the pressure from the 0 of Stephen Rochefort. You hear how much they're working that throttle. This time by 50 laps. They will start lap number 50 as we'll have to flip the sandglass for Zach Nichols, who enjoys a 1.6 second lead. We got the Grave Digger Mobile, the 22, right there in front of him. That is Zach Ford, and this is Ford's first start with American Sim Racing Club's Race1Wraps.com Street Stock Series here at the Kane Family Farms 100. So that'll put Ford in the 24th spot, down one lap at the halfway point. Zach Nichols leads it over Braxton Lewis. Jaden Kretacci runs in spot number 3. 4th spot, up 8 spots here tonight. That is Stephen Rochford. Brett Hahn rides around in the 5th spot, and 1 spot behind him in spot number 6. That is Jake Groot. Groot there has the 52 of Jeff Dillon, who currently runs in 7th, trying to figure out a way around. 8th spot is Tydelphia. 9th will go to Ron Hart. Hart starting to move up. He's up 5 spots with the 51. Travis Wright rounds out your top 10 at the halfway point. Zach Coyer runs 11th. Matthew Moljeski is 12th. 13th will be the Caleb Ramsey. 14th to David Payton. And 15th is Logan Powers. John Dornbos and Chuck Darling are battling it out for that 15th position as they work around here. And the 45 of Andrew Hardings is right there behind them. In the 19th spot, Scott Rochford Lee is there in the 19th. 20th spot is Devin McDonald after trouble early on in this one. Ethan Tyrell trying to stay on the lead lap along with Braden Cook as the race leader looks to work on by. So move the 38 of Cook down 1 lap. Dunny Hundencoat and Zach Ford running 23rd and 24th, and John DeMeester rounding out your running order. So that is how the field works around the racetrack, all chasing the number 44 of Zach Nichols. Nichols has gone to victory lane this season a record 4 times. Jaden Kretacci has been to victory lane twice. And the only other winner this season has been the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese, who currently runs in spot number 2. Battle shaping up here for Groot Dillon on the outside. Oh, he's going to get to the left rear corner panel of the 22 of Ford. Ford up the racetrack, and that's going to cost Dillon a top 10 running spot. That gives Groot and Hart a little bit of breathing space now as Delphia will ride in the 8th. 9th will be Zach Coyer, and running out your top 10 is car number 10 of Travis right there. So amazing job that both Dillon and the 22 of Ford were able to hold on to that one here as the field working down the front stretch. Zach Nichols, Braxton Luis still 1 and 2, and Nichols stretching it out to 2.3 seconds. I believe that's because Jaden Kretacci all over the backside, still trying to make something happen with the 8 of Deweese. Under 40 laps to go for Zach Nichols, a 2.3 second lead as the race leaders, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all nose to tail. They got some heavy lap traffic in front of them in the form of the 92 of Ethan Tyrell and the 38 of Braden Cook, who are battling for position. They are working up off the corner. Number 8 of Braxton is going to take a look to the inside of Tyrell. Here comes the 11 of Kretacci. He's trying to figure out which way he's going to have to carve through this little contact there. You see the donuts on the 92 car. He has been rubbing some Hoosier racing tires with some of these guys out there. Beautiful paint job. A little bit deeper in the back though. Look at right here, the number 13 of Delphia. His Hart has gotten around the 49 of Groot on the outside. Can Zach Coyer fill that bottom hole? We have not seen the top come in as of yet here in the Kane Family Farmstead 100. Groot goes back to the outside. Zach Coyer back to the inside. That is the battle for spot number 8. Running 9th is Coyer. 10th is Travis Wright. In the 52 of Jeff Dillon rides in 11th position. So now Nichols lead up to 3.2 seconds as he is checked out. But this is great battle back here. How about Delphia? Now to the inside of Ron Hart. They are 2 by 2. 2 rows deep. Travis Wright trying to figure out which way to go. A little bit of bumper tag that time between Coyer and the other 13 VT of Delphia. Crew able to get back down right there in front of Zach Coyer. Closing in on 25 laps to go is Zach Nichols working through lap traffic. He is looking to now right there, the car in front of him. I believe that is Danny Honeycoat. Honeycoat going to move up the racetrack, let the race leader on by. So he'll get on by back here to this great battle. But his single filed it out, but it has brought the 13 of Caleb Ramsey and Matt Moldeski back into the battle of it. Logan Powers come a long ways underneath this green flag run, which will see 25 laps to go when Zach Nichols crosses the line. So Nichols out there on a Wednesday night cruise trying to pick up his 5th win of the season. These guys back here having a good time. Zach does not like to race with others. Let's just face the facts here, folks. The 44, he does not play well with others. Does not share victory lane at all. He is out front with 3.6 second lead over Braxton DeWeese, who is opened up a little bit of a gap now between himself and Kratacci. Kratacci, though, he is under attack from the 00 of Rochefort. Rochefort trying to figure out a way around him. He's got the number 71 of Brett the Jet Hahn. Hahn running there in spot number 5. 22 to go, a little bit deeper here. Jeff Dillon trying to figure out his group up the racetrack. A little bit of contact between himself and Wright. Jay Sales, a service car working the outside of the racetrack. That is Jake Groot. Oh, Jeff tried to make a move to the inside of Wright. Couldn't quite do it that time. With 20 laps to go. Crew up the racetrack. Wright's going to move by. Here comes the number 52 of Dillon. Remember, Dillon was running up in that 6th spot before getting loose in lap traffic. And it cost him quite a few positions, and he is trying to work his way back to a top 10 run. Oh, Groot in the outside wall. Here comes the 52. Logan Powers in the 31 car also working his way a little bit of contact with himself and Moljeski. In the 98 car, the 88 of Chuck Darling, he'll work to the outside. 17 laps to go as the race leader starting to close in on that group. As we have, this is the best battle on the racetrack. Logan Powers working the inside of Groot. A little bit of contact. Groot sliding it through turns 1 and 2. He's able to hold on to it. Heavy traffic now as Caleb Ramsey, John DeMeester up the racetrack, giving way to his fellow competitors. Ron Hart working around Ford, but Hart, he's got Zach Coyer all over the backside of him. Coyer trying to find a way to go. As Nickel leads almost by 5 seconds over Deweese. There's a battle for the third spot. Kratachi up the racetrack. Here comes the 0-0 of Rochefort. Rochefort down to the inside as Kratachi up the racetrack. A little bit loose that time. Brett Hahn's going to come along with him. Brett the Jet working to the inside for the spot number 4. Give it to Brett for the time being. 12 laps to go. All of this happening 6 seconds behind Zach Nichols, who is out front and still running the best lap times out there on the racetrack. He's still in the 16.8. Rochefort with a 16.85 last time. So everybody fairly still close here, but you can just see that Nichols just a touch better than his competitors. As you took a look at their best times. Best time belonging to Brett Hahn with the fast lap of the race. But Zach Nichols leads it. He'll see 9 to go right here at the stripe. Nichols doing a good job, but yellow flag and a 5-second lead going to be erased. The Talarico's Boardwalk sub-yellow flag comes out. As yellow flag coming out. Ron Hart involved. I see Hart down to the inside. Getting pointed back in the right direction. Ethan Tyrell and Zach Coyer has also crashed in this one. This changes everything towards the end of this one here, folks. Let's take a look back here and see. You see him racing with Ethan Tyrell in that 92 car. Go down in the corner. Tyrell got into the left rear quarter panel. Ron Hart, Jeff Dillon as well involved. And Hart gets spun to the infield. Let's watch this one more time. We'll go on board. And a tough break for the 51 of Hart, who is running inside that top 10. Jaden Kratachi looking. He stays out. Thought he wanted to be coming down pit road. So the field going to have to get sorted out in this one with 5 laps to go. Zach Nichols leads. And a 5.5 second lead. Gone. Poof. Just like Racing Jason. We got Kenneth out there. Steve, nice to see you guys. Thank you for being a part of tonight's broadcast, along with Doug and Chris. Glad to have you. Myself flying solo up here in the Turn 3 booth is Racing Jason on vacation with his family, a well-deserved one. The field doubling up behind the Chevrolet Pace truck. A natural green, white, checkered. Here, does anybody have anything for Zach Nichols here tonight? Into the restart zone they come. Green flag is up. Nichols steps on the gas pedal, and we are back underway. Down the backstretch here comes the 0-0 and Stephen Rochefort. He's going to try to get the second The 8 up the racetrack. A little bit of contact behind them. They're sliding every which way but straight. Oh, trouble for Caleb Ramsey. Yellow flag coming out. That means we're going to overtime as Caleb Ramsey comes to a stop after contact on the front stretch that saw him nose into the outside retaining wall. And a tough break for that car. Let's take a look back here and see. Oh boy, they were all jammed up in jelly tight. Got a little bit sideways off the corner. Came up the racetrack. Groot and Mojeski were 2x2. And 3 cars did not fit down the front stretch. Let's go on board with this one. You can see them in front of them side by side. They come up, got a little bit loose there off the apron. Chased it up the racetrack and ooh. Hard hit. Lucky that no one else piled into him. But Mojeski having a little bit of damage to the front of that Monte Carlo as well. As we will have our one attempt at a green-white checker. Devin McDonald going to get back on the lead lap, it looks like. And now it'll be Zach Nichols, Stephen Roach on row number 1. Braxton DeWeese will roll off in spot number 3. And that inside lane has been the lane to be in here tonight. So we'll see if Braxton can do anything with it. No one has really had much for Zach Nichols, though. The guy, very smooth, very good. Leading the win list here this season with 4. This would be race number 5 of the 8. So a very dominant opening season, or open stint for Zach Nichols, trying to rack up those bonus points before we head into the playoffs or the chase, whatever you would like to call it. And it will be new this season, so interesting to see how that plays out. But the field rolling down here into the corner. Green-white checkered attempt coming at you. We are green flag racing. Good start by Rochford. Here comes the 8 of DeWeese down to the inside. One car up the racetrack. Yellow. And that was Brett Hahn involved. As I do believe white flag will fly for our only attempt at a green-white checkered, and Stephen Rochford going to hold on to spot number 2 as Zach Nichols will go to victory lane for the 5th time this season. As they come off the corner, checkered flag is out. Nichols picks up the win over Rochford and DeWeese. Cretaci will come home 4th. 5th to Dylan, Delphia, Wright, Powers, Groot, and Mojeski. Unofficially rounding out your top 10. So we'll get ready to go down with our Kane Family Farmstead post-race show here tonight as the number 44 of Zach Nichols will come down here and park it in victory lane at the start-finish line here at the Bullring. Picking up the big wins here tonight as the rest of the top 3 come there. We'll step away 1 second. We'll be right back here on the Turn 3 Racing Network as we will bring us the Kane Family Farmstead post-race show. We'll be right back, everybody.
Bowling brings people together.
Right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
See what you can do, man.
Oh. Wait.
That's a strike right there.
Woo! Yay!
with family and friends. Go bowling.
Welcome back here to the Bullring as we are down here in Victory Lane as we have caught up with tonight's victor here tonight, the number 44 of Zach Nichols. And Zach gets out of the car for the 5th time this season. Put your hands together for the winningest driver so far this season. And Zach making it look fairly easy out there tonight at the Bullring, but this track is anything but easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really glad we were able to qualify on the pole there. I knew with how tight it was probably going to be good to be in the front and have that clean air, but yeah, it seemed like it was a really good thing that we were out front, because my teammate was complaining about being really tight back there, so I'm glad we were able to qualify on pole and hold them off.
Yeah, just talk about those restarts. And the track seemed to be very line dependent here tonight. During our practice sessions, I was watching it and looked to be a little bit greasy, and everything always seeming to be like maybe 2, possibly 3 crews. But as the nighttime fell, it seemed like that bottom line was the place to be, huh?
Yeah, most definitely. The line was a lot better on tires, and I feel like you could have got the outside roll on restarts as long as you pinched the guy on the bottom and not allowed him to turn on the exit. But yeah, that green flag run there from like lap 20 and to like 93 or something like that was a lot of fun. And yeah, those last couple restarts really had me going there. I was a little scared we were gonna lose the lead there, but yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Yeah, when that yellow flag came out there on lap 93, I'm sure that it's a good thing that we did not have radio comm on you at that time there, but you know, he had almost a 6-second lead. Were you a little bit worried there, knowing that on these restarts things can get a little bit jammed up here at the Bullring?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was a little on the angry side as soon as that caution came out, because I realized that the people that wrecked were like very far back in the field. So yeah, it's unfortunate that there was a caution that ruined that really good run. And yeah, those last restarts really had me going, and I'm glad we were able to hold them off and get the win.
Well, Zach, is as per usual, we'll let you roll out the red carpet here for the 5th time. Congratulations. That's just a stat upon itself with the level of competition that's here in the Race1Wraps.com Street Stocks series here on Wednesday nights for the ASRC. To be in Victory Lane 5 times, who makes it all possible for you?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Corrigan Oil Company, Kearney's Complete Auto Service. My dad, he's watching. My Uncle Kenny, he's also watching. Like to shout them both out. You guys for broadcasting. All the league admins for putting this whole deal on. It's a ton of fun to come and race each week, and I'm looking forward to next week.
We look forward to that one. The first time we're going to see the quarter mile in action at Nashville, at least my eyeballs. So looking forward to seeing what that one will bring. We hope to see this 44 there in 1 week's time.
Yeah, thank you.
Here you go. Tonight's feature event winner of the Kane Family Farmstead 100. It is Zach Nichols. Coming home in spot number 2. And this driver up double digits. Not going to get the Hard Charger Award there by 1 spot, but he will also get it here tonight. It will be the 00 of Stephen Rochefort, and we'll get him here. Stephen talking it over with the crew. And Stephen, a great run up 10 spots here tonight. Walk us through your race, man. You had a lot of great battles, it seemed like, out there to make a lot of move up here for towards the front of this one.
Yeah, I just had to be patient. Just kind of let people burn their stuff up and protect the bottom. You could make the outside work for maybe a lap or 2, but it was pretty tough to really hold off the people on the bottom. So I knew I had to hold off everybody on the bottom and just kind of roll through. I was just paying attention to everyone in front of me and watching them get sideways and just trying to stay as absolute patient as possible. That's for sure.
How hard is that at a track like here at the Bullring, where we found the race here tonight to be a little bit line dependent around that inside lane. That's where you really wanted to be. And we documented throughout the race a couple of restarts on the outside, and you go backwards a little bit on that outside lane. How hard is it to keep that composure, keep that patience, and not get overly aggressive or hard on that throttle and cause more issues for yourself?
Yeah, your restarts are key when you're starting on the outside. You just have to get as good of a jump as you can and just start looking for holes to fall into. There's a few times where I just kind of saw there was a hole behind the guy on the inside, so I just snuck right in there. Then at that point, you're playing the game of just kind of watching your mirror, making sure you're not going to get hit from behind, but also trying to manage and get under that, get a nose under that guy in front of you. So it was tough. It was gritty, but we made it through. Hopefully we didn't make too many enemies on the way through, and yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, you're going to go home in P number 2. Next week, the series rolls to Nashville. Not the big half mile. That'll be the first time that will be on that little quarter mile. And, well, I'm really looking forward to that because, one, my car will be in the garage. And, B, no feelings should get hurt from my side of things. But next week could be a little bit of a rough race. Not so much yellow flags, but just in the nature of being on a really tight bull ring. What are your thoughts headed into the quarter mile next week?
I don't expect to leave there with any straight panels on the car, if I'm being honest. We're gonna just be as clean as we can, but I mean, you got to take what you're given there too. So, just looking for another good run, and hope we can continue.
Well, we'll roll the red carpet out for you and let you thank those that make it all possible. Who's on this 0-0 here to be in the number 2 spot here tonight at the Bullring?
Yeah, I just got to thank the VRT team. Get together and race once a week. It's pretty fun. Scotty's Scrapyard on the hood, and Delphia's Dogs out in Waterbury, Vermont.
Well, congratulations, Stephen. Thank you for taking the time to chat with us. We hope to see you one spot higher next week at Nashville.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Here you go. Stephen Rochefort going to come home in spot number 2 here tonight as we head into our third place. This driver is very well known here, the driver of the number 8. This is Braxton DeWeese, and Braxton had an up and down night, but you're going to overall come home with a third place finish. I know you probably want a little bit more out of tonight, but a nice recovery after having to start on that dreaded outside a few times.
Yeah, for sure. Being on the outside, it definitely wasn't a place to be on the restarts. You wanted to make sure you got down to the bottom as soon as possible. And there in the beginning, we went from 2nd to 4th pretty damn quick. But like you said, we were able to bounce back from that. And ultimately, we were running 2nd. And I just didn't feel like I had the entry to center that I needed to have to be able to get to Zach or be able to pass him. So, it is what it is. And with that caution there at the end, I was like, okay, here's an opportunity, but I was really needing to be able to get clear something on the restart, at least have a good one, get side by side, but we weren't able to get really side by side, and we weren't able to get clear, so it was kind of iffy, and tried to did my best, but ultimately coming home third, be able to come home third 2 weeks in a row is still good points day, even with Zach winning and being in first. It's always still good to be, as close as you can be to the guys that are above you in points. So we'll definitely take it, and hopefully we can be one spot better in qualifying, try to get the track position next week at Nashville, the quarter mile, because it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, we were talking with Steven there before moving over here to the spot number 3, and we've never seen a race on the quarter mile, at least I have not. I think a quarter mile, I really think of tight quarters. I don't think of a lot of high speed, and I can see where maybe we're going to have to reinforce not only that front bumper, but maybe that rear bumper as well.
Yeah, most definitely. There's probably going to be a couple more cautions just from the nature of the track and how everybody slows down and whatnot. There's probably going to be a couple people that don't check up enough. There's going to be a little contact, but you'll see that a lot at the shorter tracks just because of how the track is and how much shorter it is. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Hopefully we can have some pretty good clean racing, and hopefully have a couple good runs in there and try to feel it out a little bit, try to see what we got and see what we can do. But like I said, the track position is going to be pretty key starting in qualifying. So, I feel like that's going to be the first step in starting to race off right.
Well, Braxton, we look forward to see what is going to transpire in 1 week's time. As always, it's been a pleasure to talk to you once again. And we know you got a lot of people that make all this go around for you, who makes it all possible for you and this number 8 team.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Big shout out to Interstate Ford on the car. They're the main sponsor, and I feel like we do pretty good with them on the car. So hopefully we can get them an ASRC championship this year. We were so close with the super late models, but we have an opportunity here at the Street Stocks. So that's what we're going to try to do, and hopefully we can get another win. It'll definitely help, but with top 20 in points going into this chase, that'll be very interesting. So hopefully we can get that Interstate Ford Thunderbird up there in the front throughout the rest of the year, and hopefully come up with a championship. So big shout out to them, as well as Allen's Arts Images, Bennett's Publical, James on Main, Luis Renovations, Booth 34 Diecast, and Rivals Photography, Blaze Designs, as well as Evan Pineda Designs, and Bully Dog Coffee Company. You can use Brax5 for 10% off over there in your checkout, and I appreciate everybody that supports on the car and everybody that tunes into my live stream as well as your guys' broadcast, and I appreciate everybody that runs the league and you guys that broadcast as well. So I appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate the kind words, and thank you for putting on such a great show for us week in, week out. Braxton, congratulations on a nice podium run here in the Kane Family Farmstead 100. We look forward to seeing what you can do next week in Nashville. Have a good week, my friend.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You all have a good one as well.
There you go. That is third place runner-up, or third place finisher, not runner-up, third place finisher of Braxton DeWeese. Well, that will do it here tonight at the Bull Ring. We'll take a look at your race results real quick. You can see where your favorite driver finished here in the Kane Family Farmstead 100. A lot of comers and goers. Brent Hahn did not get the finish he was looking for. Was running inside the top 5 there to that last restart. He'll come home in spot number 18. There you go. That's a look at the rest of your field here tonight. The series, well, like we were talking about, rolls on to Nashville next week at the quarter mile. It'll be a great one, but until next week, we got to thank some of the main characters here behind the scenes of the ASRC's Race1Wraps.com Street Stock series. We got to thank none other, of course, than Race1Wraps, our title sponsor. That is a full-service creative entity specializing in logo designs, full-color wraps, vinyl lettering, signs, banners, and apparel. You can see Race1Wraps designs all over the Michigan short track racing scene and online on Facebook and their website, Race1Wraps.com. Also like to thank Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, keeping myself and Dobbs fed, serving Jersey-style soups, subs, and salads, serving West Michigan. The Bubba's Bout Broke podcast, featuring all of your local short track racing heroes throughout the country. You listen in each and every Monday night and find out what your favorite, or maybe a new favorite local, is up to, what they go through week in and week out to put on a great show at your local short track. Hello to LeBlanc Racing Products LLC. We want to thank them for being a part of the ASRC this season once again, as they supply all the parts and pieces that you need to keep your racetrack on the racetrack. We also would like to thank Postma Flooring. Tonight's presented sponsor, the Kane Family Farmstead, and Racing Takes Balls, a testicular cancer awareness initiative. And we would like to thank Tanner Tallarico, who sits up in the control tower each and every Wednesday night, making sure that these drivers behave, or at least tries to make them behave. We thank him for all the stuff he does behind the scene as well. But with that being said, it is our time to exit the Speedway. We are going to travel east in 1 week's time to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, to the quarter mile. We hope to see you there, but until then, we'll see you in turn number 3. Good night, everybody.